Draenor. The Orcs are not a people born from malice. They were once a proud and spiritual race, deeply connected to the living world around them. Their story begins not on Azeroth, but on Draenor, a wild, ancient world of red earth and vast skies, where clans lived by tradition, honor, and the guidance of their shamans. The Orcish clans were many, fierce, independent, and often divided, yet bound by shared customs. They hunted to survive. They fought to defend their own, and they listened to the elements, believing that wind, fire, earth, and water carried a balance older than any king. For a time, the Orcs knew a harsh peace. But Draenor was not a world untouched by greater forces. Beyond it, the Burning Legion watched, a demonic army that seeks to corrupt, conquer, and consume. The Legion does not always invade with fire and war. Sometimes it arrives with whispers, promises, and the slow turning of truth into despair. To break the Orcs, the Legion chose a path of manipulation. A demon lord named Kil'jaeden sought a weapon, a proud people who could be turned into an army. He found an opening through Gul'dan, an ambitious orc who craved power more than balance. Gul'dan was offered forbidden magic, the Fel, and the promise of greatness. In exchange, he became a tool. Shamans were pushed aside, clans were urged toward hatred, and the old ways, the patient ways, were branded as weakness. Then came the moment that changed everything. The Orc clans were called to drink the blood of Manoroth, a powerful demon. Many believed it would grant them strength to defeat their enemies. What it truly granted was bondage. Fel Corruption burned through their veins. Skin turned green. Eyes blazed with rage. The Orcs became stronger, but less themselves. They became an army. Under demonic influence, the Orcs turned on the Draenei, a peaceful people who had fled to Draenor to escape the Legion. The war was brutal. Villages fell. Lands were scarred. The elements grew silent as Fel magic poisoned the world. Draenor began to die, and still the hunger for conquest was not satisfied. Guided by Gul'dan and the Legion's will, the Orcs opened a gateway to a new world, Azeroth. Thus the Horde arrived, not as explorers, but as invaders, driven by bloodlust and desperation. The first war shattered Stormwind. The second war brought the Horde and Alliance into a conflict that would shape history for generations. But the Orcs were not beyond saving. When the demonic grip weakened, many began to awaken to what had been done to them, and what they had done in return. Among them rose a new leader, Thrall. Thrall was raised in captivity, taught the ways of his enemies, and burdened with the truth of his people's past. Yet he refused to accept that the Orcs were destined only for destruction. He sought redemption, not through words, but through change. He led the Orcs away from mindless conquest toward a new home in Kalimdor, where they could rebuild a culture once rooted in honor and spirituality. He called the Horde not merely an army, but a people, forged by suffering, yet capable of choosing a different path. And still, the Orcs carry a shadow. They remember what Fel power felt like. They remember the strength and the cost. Their story is a cycle of pride, manipulation, rage, and the struggle to reclaim identity. They are warriors shaped by tragedy, forever balancing survival against the danger of becoming what they once were. The Orcs are not defined only by the wars they started. They are defined by what came after, by the will to break chains, by the fight to restore honor, and by the hope that even a corrupted people can choose to become whole again.